Is there sound now? Hello, hello. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I'm just talking away to y'all. Now I have to re-say everything I said. Okay, okay, muted, muted. No, I wasn't muted. I don't know why. I don't know why. Wow. Okay, okay. Well, let me start over. Whew. It figures, it figures. Sorry about that. I'll try to cut this out later. Um, and we'll go back through it. It's good to see you. Let me just recap short what I was saying. Um, I have missed being here. I literally could not be here. There's a lot of things going on, most of which I can't talk about. I am going to do a short, it's not going to be a live, it's going to be just a short talk with the members only. And it has nothing to do with paid memberships. It has nothing to do with that. It is just because I need to tell a few people, and I only have a few members, like a handful. Um, I needed to tell you something that I can't say. I need you to know. But I can't say it on this platform, or I don't want to. It's dangerous. Okay. So I will be doing that. I'll be filming that a little bit later this morning. Um, I really was going to go live last Wednesday. I had everything set up. I was about ready to do the thumbnail and make the announcement, and I something happened and I could not. So I've been a little bit shook this week, and I've been investigating a lot of things in my personal life, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. We are going to talk Delphi today, and I love these coffee talks. I love it. So if you I am going to throw some other subjects in there, and we'll look at a lot of things in the mornings. I just love spending time with y'all. You're so great. You really are. Um, Let me go back over hellos. Don McKenzie, hello. Fur Baby Daddy, hello. I hope that this is actually broadcasting. Something is wrong with my computer. Uh, I don't know if I have been hacked. I could have been. Um, but I'm having a lot of problems with it. And it's like I literally only use this for work. Hello, Super O. Whoop whoop. Serenity Meow. Hello. Emmy Sue. I am so sorry about not having, and I don't know, everything's set correctly. I have no idea why I have no sound. Good morning, just me. Just me, one, you two. I always just call you just me, so I don't mess that up. Hello, Donnie Pitbull Kuntz. Good morning to you. Jessica Gilman, good morning. Let me keep going down here. Scroll, scroll, scroll. John Smith. It's okay. I can lip read. I cannot. Ninja Warrior Assassin. Good to see you. Yeah, I have a lot of questions about Delphi, and I'm telling you, it is something else. Okay, let me get past all the places where y'all are saying no sound. Good morning, Angie. Bobby Whitmore. We can't hear you. I don't know. I had to unplug everything on my computer. I like your little not memes, what your emojis. Those are so cute, y'all. All right, let me get back down to where you are. Crime time with B. Hello, hello. Let's see, Robin. Good morning. Yeah, there's a lot of scary stuff going on my way, and that's what I want to share with some people. Just so, and I don't care if you talk amongst yourselves. I mean, whatever. But it is just it is. Cassowary, hello. All right, Lisa, good morning. Okay, so I guess we're okay now. Um, Yeah. Whew, coffee time. So, you know what? Also put in the chat if there's any other case or any other subject that you want to talk about. There's some really interesting news out here. I actually research a lot of stuff. Let me tell you this. Thanksgiving, I have to work Thanksgiving, but it's in the evening. So we're having our Thanksgiving a day early. So Wednesday, I will not be on. But I think if I don't go live on this channel on Thanksgiving, I will go live on my other channel. I really just I feel like sometimes there are people out there that don't have anywhere to go. Or maybe you can't go anywhere till late in the day, or maybe I don't know. I've done this. I did this for years and years. I always would invite people that I knew that had nowhere to go for Thanksgiving over to my house. And so, I kind of wonder, is anybody going to be hanging around on one of my channels that really just are not going to be with family? Because, hey, we can just hang out. We can just talk, chit chat, see what's up. Dark Arts, good to see you. Um, so, yeah, probably on this channel, but maybe one of the others. All right, I've come across some things, and look, because I'm a week late, you've probably already seen some of this, but I do want to hear your opinions. And I'm not going to see you for just a second. Oh, you said that would be lovely, Dark Arts. Hey, I think we should. I think we should hang out. All right. This was on comments I had on my channel, all right? And this is by Kim Young, talking about Richard Allen and the whole, psychosis, confession stuff. And Kim says, as a prior psych nurse and the sister of someone who has had many psychotic breaks throughout her life, psychosis is fluid. Yes, it is. That means it ebbs and flows, okay? Just because you're psychotic doesn't mean you're psychotic all the time. You can kind of go in and out, and it's very confusing to the brain. They can be very lucid one minute and totally bizarre the next. When in that state of mind, you can convince them of anything, even that they committed a crime, okay? Likewise, they can almost convince you of anything. You also have to observe them for a long enough period of time to assess the level of psychosis they are in. Let me go back over here and scroll down. Lay people or people who have never been around someone in psychosis, do not understand it at all. True, every bit. The confessions to his mother do not prove anything to me, nor do they to make him. When my sister was in psychosis, there were periods where it was clear that she knew her mind was messed up, but was trying to act like her mind was sane and rational. For people who don't understand it, they can be very convincing that they are on an even keel. It is a forcible effort to act normal when they know their mind has actually spun out of control. They cannot fake that. And I'll tell you something else that the mind does. And I see this a lot with my geriatric patients. When people are in the early stages of Alzheimer's, they know also that there's something not right, but they mask it and they have a routine. And so the family often doesn't realize that something is wrong with mama or grandma or whatever because they're functioning just fine. But when you take them out of their environment, or they have something happen that is out of the norm, that is when you start to see. And sometimes they can go into full-fledged dementia. And it is masking. It is something that our brain does to keep us together. Okay. And psychosis is, although completely, different as far as what is going on in the brain, it is the same way. Your brain is going to safeguard you. And so, look, this isn't just me. I've said it a million times. But these are some other health professionals that are telling you the same thing. And I'm going to go to one more screen. This is by How Are You? Uh, I'm a mental health clinician with a mom who had two psychotic breaks. She was a midwife and special care baby nurse when younger. Psychosis gives the right set of circumstances, can happen to anyone, and it is as you described so very eloquently. I don't know. I think that was in response to the first one, not me. I wasn't eloquent in that. Okay. All right. Let me go back to what y'all are saying. Um, let's see. Hello, RC99. ASMR Tingled Pink. I love ASMR. I'm just telling you. You have no one to spend Thanksgiving with. So, yeah, good. Good. Hey, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Give me some when we get done with the video, or even in the comments. Put some topics down. What you want to talk about? On Thanksgiving, it can be absolutely anything. Um, Cyber Warrior, hello. Hello, Joey. Good to see ya. Robin, hello, hello. Yeah, Brandon Rhodes, Kelsey, you know, hmm, I have questions. I have questions, all right? Um, but, oh no. Okay, okay, all right. Oh, who was it? Ninja Warrior said you lost one of your brothers. Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, but like that's the thing with psychosis, and like it has been explained many times. Not only does your brain do crazy things, but it convinces you when you're in psychosis that of the strangest things. Okay, it convinces you things happened that didn't happen, or just any kind of weird beliefs. And again, your brain is always trying to heal with that. Your brain is always trying to jump in there and make things make sense, even when they're not going to make sense. So, yeah, there's always that. Um, let's see. Okay. How Are You also says, I find some of the attitudes around this case upsetting. It's also why I believe in Richard's innocence. He had all the classic symptoms of prodromal. I don't even say prodromal. I don't know. That's a new one on me. Psychosis when he confessed. I don't know exactly which kind of psychosis it was, but definitely psychosis. Okay. Oh, y'all didn't say that. Never mind. Um, but yeah, that just goes to show you, there are a lot of people aware of this. Now, let's talk about some other craziness. Um, Suzanne did ask, and we did cover this, but if Suzanne, if you see this, is it true that Patrick Westphal is related to the Webbers? Yes, it is, because Brad Weber, we're going to talk about him. Brad Weber married a Westphal. Okay. Speaking of Brad Weber, I don't know if I've shown this before or not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all can draw your own conclusions here, but I saw that picture and like, holy moly. Very interesting, huh? That's all I got to say about that. Cassowary says psychosis manifests in different ways for each person. One can think the table is an elephant, but also have some coherence elsewhere. Yeah, that is why it is very disturbing for people to really to take anything that he said during this time. And you're like, oh, some people are saying, oh, he was faking it. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of people try to fake things. Again, I worked in the jail, worked with people who, like to try to get out of whatever situation they're in. Um, I've watched people pretend. I sure have. But I have never seen anybody pretend who actually eats feces. Okay? I think you kind of, it takes a special kind of, somebody who could do that. And I don't believe Brandon Rhodes, please, come on. Um, I want to know something, Brandon. What is your beef with CJ? Uh, I think I should just call you Nick Marshall. So I'm pretty sure that's who you are. Anyway, good morning, Samantha. Good to see you. I know. No warning here. I told nobody I was going on. I actually debated whether to do this today. Um, oh, there you go. Ricky Allen brainwashed like Sirhan, the Manchurian candidate. I want, yes, could be, but when you're in that place of psychosis and you're already, your cheese is starting to fall off your cracker because of all of the stuff, you know, the, um, the solitary confinement and all that kind of stuff. It's very easy to see how you would just slip into that, and then it would be very, very easy to manipulate the brain. Of course, it would. Um, let's see. Hey, Kelt, what's up? Good point. MSW88. What was he getting out of it by faking it? Nothing. Nothing. Not a darn thing. Like I said, you have to be special kind of determined to do what he did. Uh, yeah, for baby daddy. That is definitely a showstopper. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people, but yeah, over here, I'm just throwing this picture up there because I found it on X and I thought it was very interesting. I mean, they said throw out the old sketch. Okay, remember when they did the young bridge guy sketch? They said, okay, disregard. And people are, then it came back up. The old guy, when Richard Allen was arrested, all of a sudden, this old BG sketch came popping right back up. Oh, it looks like Rick Allen. It really doesn't to me, but here's the thing. In 2019, they said disregard that guy. He has been cleared. Now, that hasn't been scrubbed. I saw that just the other day. Um, Disregard old bridge guy. We're looking for young bridge guy until they arrested Richard Allen. Then they're like, oh, look, see, he looks just like him. My question is, why did they get rid of old bridge guy? Did he actually look like somebody that they wanted to forget about? Um, Interesting things. Um, let's see. Let me go back here. Wow. Cassowary. Stanford prison experiment. Some were broken after 4 days. Imagine months of this. Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity that people think, oh, he's faking. Oh, he's this and that. 13 months in solitary. It's a wonder he has any brain cells left. Good morning, the royal wife. The royal we. I always say wife. The royal we. I don't know. Should probably put my glasses on. Um, Kelp feels like you think that RA will die soon. Yesterday, I was thinking he's going to try to get through the holidays, so his family won't associate. That would be horrible. And I will say that any time you have a tragedy like that during the holidays, it is never the same for the family. Prayer to keep him alive. I I sometimes wonder, are we doing, like, we're fighting so hard to bring, awareness and public attention, maybe the Innocence Project, whatever we need to do to, get to an appellate court. And yet I wonder sometimes if that putting pressure like that is actually more damaging to him. You know what I'm saying? If there are enough people, what lengths will they go to end it? I don't know. I don't want to stop, but you have to wonder. I mean, you can see what's already been done. Yes, just me. They knew from the get go what they were going to do to RA. I definitely believe that now. With all the other evidence that has come out, I can't see it any other way. Um, let's see. Joey says, I don't understand why people don't get that Ashley Garth is the only suspect in this case that has motive to hurt Libby. So many people overlook that. What? Okay, I mean, I know that there's. Are you talking about because the substances, because of Libby's dad? What exactly? What avenue? What angle are you looking at that, Joey? Because I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying, uh, I don't know. Um, oh, Samantha, it's cold where you are. It has been so cold here, so cold, and actually yesterday it broke a little bit, and today it's pretty good. All right, Robin says the way the confessions were obtained should have disqualified them 100%. We cannot allow an ends justifies the means justice. Absolutely. Mario, there is no way I would be in Delphi. No way. Uh, to y'all lovely people in Indiana and in the area, I mean, I appreciate so much the people who do speak up, and a lot of people speak up anonymously, and I get that. I really, really do. Um, let's see. John Smith said, Kelsey said the younger BG sketch was from the new technology, and I thought she was referring to catfish texts on Libby's phone. But here's the thing. Young BG looks to me exactly how I picture Betsy Blair's description, and she is arguably, I guess, but not really. She's probably the one that got the best look at BG, and it certainly wasn't Rick Allen. Um, okay, yeah. So you're saying, Joey, the reason is because of Libby's dad getting her arrested. I mean, yeah. If you're just gonna go by, and maybe that's what Robert Ives meant, possibly, when he said in his early interview that he thought this case would have been solved within a week with old fashioned police work. Not DNA, not new technology, not geofencing, not any of the things. Old fashioned police work. Robert Ives said he felt like should be solved. So, I'm like, if that is the case, y'all, they wouldn't need to spend all this money on DNA processing. And I mean, not that they wouldn't, but that says to me that there were some very likely suspects, something at the crime scene, something that the police knew that told them who the perpetrators likely were. Um, and, the fact that Ives did not want to testify at the trial. Look, I think he's still scared. And I mean, I kind of get that. I do. We already did a show about the body count around this case. So, you don't want to join them. Um, oh yeah, Kayla, good point. That's not really true. Derrick snitched on a bunch of people. He did do that in a bust. He got off real easy. The others got more time. One of those is Gabe Ellis. I think Derrick had plenty of enemies. I do too. Ellis has always been one of my top suspects of having been in that area. Now, whether he's the actual perpetrator, I don't know. But, look, he did some of the classic things that we've talked about. He immediately, like a couple days after the crime, he shaved his whole head off. He had long hair, made some drastic changes. So you have to wonder, that was very sus, all of it. Um, let's see. Um, Lisa says, was Richard's family or were his attorneys advised of his psychotic state for the purpose of assigning someone as power of attorney? I don't know. Has anybody heard about, I assume he gave Kathy power of attorney just because he's in jail, and I'm sure he knows that she has his best interest at heart. Carla Ann says, didn't Derrick allegedly take some substances they tossed out in a police chase? I've heard that, I don't know. I couldn't say yes or no. I have heard that rumor. And I can't even remember where I heard it. I'm not saying it's a rumor and that it's not true. I'm saying I don't know. I can't vet it. I have definitely heard that before. Let's see. The prof agrees with me that Ashley and Garrett and the Palladinos are the ones who did this. He just doesn't agree on the bodies being in the river. I talked to Prof last week. I haven't talked to him about that. I know Prof and I have had phone conversations about that before. I'm leaning very much to the fact that they were in the river. But if they were in the river, then that leaves a lot of other questions and a lot of other problems that probably the police don't want to answer or deal with, right? I mean, we've talked a little bit about it before. Yeah, lots of problems with that. Not saying you're not correct. I don't know for sure, but there's definitely some things that make me for sure think sounds like they were. Um, let's see. Yeah, and I will say this: the punishment would be, no matter who the players were, the punishment would be against Libby because of that is the way they do it in that kind of world. They don't necessarily come for you; they come for your family. That's how they control you. Um, oh my goodness, crime time! You're waiting for the gas man to come and fix your boiler. Look, I get it. I get it. Wow. It's I need a whole new system. I need a whole new HVAC system. So, uh, I just try to make it other ways because that is not in the budget. Not for this house. Well, for any house. Like, gosh, those are expensive. Um, Good question, Kelt. Who moved them out of the river and kept them clean? Good question. Good question. Um, yes, Serenity Meow. He did say non-secular, and although you can't find it anymore, but all right. Let me go back to. There's been a lot of scrubbing, I will say, done in this for sure. All right, let's go back to something else. I found this interesting, and this was a comment I think this was in a Facebook group, honestly. Image analysis and detect. I don't know the whole person behind this, but it's some kind of analysis thing. And if you look at this, and I'm not terrible at math, but I'm not the greatest either. Like especially this early in the morning. But looking at this, okay, if to some of y'all this might make sense. The Monon High Bridge, edge of the bridge to curb rail, 11 inches. Is that inches? Yeah, that's inches. Curb railing, I'm sorry, I probably need my glasses. Curb railings on bridge, 8.5 inches wide by 4 inches high. Inside curb to curb equal 80 inches. Total width of bridge is 9 feet 11 inches. So doing the math on that, it says we estimate BG to be approximately 6 foot 2 inches. This height, photographic evidence, and other circumstantial evidence points to Ron Logan. Now I know there's a lot of people that don't want to hear, about Ron Logan. I don't know. I can see Ron Logan being bridge guy. I don't necessarily think that bridge guy is the perpetrator. Okay, I just don't. I think that whole bridge guy could be just a bunch of stuff to point in a different direction. Okay, to point somewhere else, like it's a red herring. So for me to say Ron Logan is could very likely have been bridge guy doesn't mean that I think Ron Logan is guilty. I mean, he could be, but who knows? I mean, now he's passed away, so I find it very odd that he wouldn't know what's going on his property, though. Just knowing what we know about him, he was very vigilant. Um, Robin says, "Oh, I believe they knew who was responsible. I believe they thought they could cover it up and let it become another unsolved crime, not anticipating it would become international. Frame job equal case closed. 100%. Absolutely. This is completely out of control. And it was from the very beginning. They didn't anticipate that. Um, Okay, Joey says they were not staged, did not have that stuff on them that was made up. I do think that the area where they say they were found was where they were unalived and were dumped in the river. Possibly. And I'm like, in my head, the jury's still out about whether it was staged. Um, the police seem to think it was staged. And I would even, here's the thing, I would even say, okay, someone was trying to blame the Odinists on this. Somebody else did it, and they're like, hey, let's blame these people. The problem that I have with that, though, is Elvis Fields, okay? Elvis Fields' testimony is, you know, if it weren't for that, I'd say, well, that's a good possibility. So was it staged or was it real? You know, I can't. If anybody, y'all, if anybody knew details of the crime scene that only the perpetrator would know, it was Elvis Fields, right? But you see, he didn't get arrested. Um, Let me keep going. Um, yes, I remember Ives also saying that the crime scene was unusual and that he thought it would be solved in a couple of days. I forgot about that. He does say unusual, and I have seen him say that where it wasn't scrubbed. So yes, 100%. Um, Bridge guy is deflection, just like the Abbey Photoshop. Yeah, that would not surprise me at all. I've never put a whole lot of stock in Bridge guy. Um, Especially since and we didn't even know how far Bridge Guy was away, right? We didn't know about the interpolation. We didn't know about the AI just making crap up there. But now I've always had a problem with Bridge Guy. And that's why I enjoyed EOA's videos so much, because it's like, yeah, this don't nothing about this is cohesive to me. And looks, that guy, whatever guy that was on the bridge that was a little dot in the back of the photograph, whatever he looked like, again, he could have been just some random guy out there doing whatever, taking pictures, not just, enjoying the day. It doesn't mean that bridge guy was the perpetrator. They say it is, but they say a lot of stuff, okay? They also say that Richard Allen confessed. They said that, the witnesses identified him. They said the bullet matched his gun. They said the wrong time that he was on the bridge, right? They said a lot of stuff. So do I believe anything they say? Nope. Nope. Kel, I agree with this. 100%. I bet there was more than a few security cameras out there. Those property owners were protective of their land. Yes, they were. And you can see that in so many things. All of the people there, they were very protective, all of them. And you're telling me that there weren't cameras out there? Well, we already know from the trial that there was somebody snapped. What was it? Was it the early hours of the morning or something? They caught somebody on a camera. So you're telling me you caught one person, but the night before and the afternoon before, when there were all those people out there searching, you didn't get any pictures? Just, random people. Oh, hey, this one was out there searching. I mean, no biggie. You're out there searching. You've got one picture from one camera. I say BS. I say you've got more pictures, more people. I'm not saying that any of those people are guilty, but were there people out there? Yes, I believe it. Let's see. RC99 says Ned Smith hiring a lawyer for Elvis Fields, not cheap, is a red flag. And see, I don't know anything about Ned Smith, but I just don't understand how you could ignore everything that Elvis Fields said. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to. You didn't want this to be a thing. You didn't want it to be an angle. Therefore, you ignored it and you conveniently lost the first 70 days. My. How fortuitous. How fortunate for y'all. Let's see. Let me keep going. I am so far behind in your stuff. Let me zip on through here. Oh, come on. All right. Who is trolling CJ? I'm not going to read that out. For heaven's sakes. People just like to have fun. That's fine. That's fine. New viewer. Hello. Spinster, good to see you. Welcome aboard. Look, and you should know something. I will listen to, like, you don't have to agree with everything. I want the truth. And look, sometimes we have to discuss. So as long as everybody is not saying you, but as long as everybody's respectful, look, we can disagree. That's fine. Okay, Kayla says, I think the cops knew what happened. Yeah, and had no plans to arrest anyone until that election when their underground economy was going to get found out. Absolutely, I have said that so many times. Absolutely. Hey, Jenny 33, good to see ya. Um, let me see. Hello, Eric. Uh, if it looks like BG and it walks like BG, it be an RA. No wonder he kept his mouth shut for 5 years. He should have told his daughter so she could collect 250,000. That's the problem. It doesn't look like BG. RA doesn't. He's way too short. That's the thing. If you could convince me logically, but you can't. And they couldn't in trial. And that's why so many people are up in arms and are like, hey, I thought he was guilty till I saw the evidence. I mean, I just disagree, Eric, because I don't see it, especially when you have, things like Disney involved, interpolating, making a suspect, making bridge guy out of something that couldn't be identified. And what if that was you? What if that was you? Now with AI, we could probably put you on the bridge, make up a whole bunch of stuff, pin a crime on you. That's injustice. I don't want to see that for anybody, not anybody. Um, let's see. Joey says, "Well, you can think what you want, but I have been studying forensics and serial unalivings for years. I have recovered bodies from water and I have found SKs. Cool. Hey, weren't we going to talk about that, Joey? Didn't we say we wanted to talk about something? Um, remind me of that. Uh, Kelt says I've never found a body or got. I haven't either. But I do want to make people think. Okay, I do want to make people think. Hello, 7 stars. Good to see ya. Um, that's the thing. Along with Ninja Warrior, too. I have since I was a kid. I don't know why I've always been fascinated with true crime. I found an article about that. Maybe we'll talk about that Thursday for you people who are going to be hanging out, and we just talk about stuff. I found a very good article about why people like to follow true crime. And I'm like, huh. Because I've seen articles that say, it's because we're all psychotic. And I'm like, no, no. It was a very good one. I'll bring that up. Um, Joey, yeah, you need to come on. You need to talk about some of the stuff that you've done. Let's see. Um, all right, let me go back to. Let me get out of the nonsense. Here's some other stuff. This now I know you've seen this. This is just a rundown of the state police costs, and you can see all this. I don't know, 264,000 in overtime costs for investigators. Well, you'd think maybe you could have taken that some of that money and put it in cameras that work. Oh, but you didn't want to. What about keeping track of people that you have interviewed? That way, when your cameras don't work, you can call them back in. Oh, but that wasn't in the budget. This down here, $20,000 for genetic genealogy. Now, this is the reason I bring this up. Let me skip on past this. That's interesting. Let me go back to that. Talking about genealogy. All right, DNA analyst. Let me say Bozanovsky. Bozanovsky sent 72 hairs to the FBI. Out of those 72, 3 were rootless and inconsistent with Abby and Libby. Okay. 72 hairs is a lot. 3 were rootless. Does that mean all the other ones? Okay. But let's go past that. Ellie was told that the three hairs could be sent to an independent lab that had the technology to extract DNA from the shafts necessary because they're rootless. This test would deplete the samples. Okay, so you've got three hairs, they don't have roots, so the only way to do it is go through the shaft. But if you do, whatever you get, that's it. You're going to destroy, you know, that's going to be the end of the sample. So do you do that? Or they were told by the FBI that the FBI could compare the three hairs microscopically against a known sample like RA to see if they were consistent. This test would not deplete the samples. Okay, so you're kind of in a catch 22. I don't want to do the shaft test because that our samples will be gone, and what if we don't get anything? But you could take and compare them against a known sample, at least for Richard Allen, if you're trying to prove that he is the perpetrator. If you could say, okay, microscopically, this looks like him, his hair, then you could go ahead and say, yeah, do the sample, maybe. But law enforcement decided to have neither of these done. So you didn't even want, okay, wait, hold the phone. You're telling me you don't even want a microscopic look? Like, okay, let's not destroy the DNA. Let's not destroy that hair by going into the shaft of it. You don't even want to compare it to RA under the microscope? Why not? Because you know it's not his? You already know? And you don't want that to be brought out in court, and you don't want the defense to know? Very odd, but you spent $20,000 in genetic testing. What did you find out? Nothing? You found out that the DNA samples, it's male. We don't know. Oh no. I hope that's a coffee ground and not a gnat. That's always bad news. Um. Uh. Let's see. Um. Let me see. Let me try to. Joey, you're a Squatch researcher. You ought to come on my other channel. Have a. That's my. That's my no holds barred any kind of craziness channel. My ghost stories and all that. Um. Spinster says, I love true crime because it makes me think, thinking through things logically and contrasting it with gut feelings. It is interactive and not just passively absorbing content. Yes, absolutely. I think it's for thinkers and advocates and people who just you want to learn. You got that curiosity, curious mind. Kelt, I'm not even going to repeat that. You're funny though. Let's see. Let me catch up with y'all. Lisa says, ask Joey about Lisk because that case is widespread and not one perp either. Are you talking about Long Island? Because they have fewer men. Or does it spread out more than that? Which wouldn't surprise me either. I'm looking at some of you, or you're saying, was it 50, like you're 50-50, was it a ritual or was it meant to, um, put people off the real, yeah, I'm 50-50 on that too. Okay, let's look at another thing. I loved this one. All right. Now, if this isn't big enough for you to see on here, because it kind of looks like a little bookshelf, the blue part in the center is Rick's DNA. Okay. So all of the pink ones and all these little arrows says it's enough to compare to Rick to exclude him. Okay. So you have all of these, 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then if you can see the little lines in here, in the blue, that's Rick's DNA compared to the DNA samples A, B, and C. All right. They could exclude him, obviously, from that, but not enough to compare to the DNA of the 3 people in possession of cell phones within 100 yards of the scene at that time, that day, to exclude them. Very good point. Very good point. You could exclude Rick, but my guess is you did not test the other 3 people with cell phones because there's the DNA. Why couldn't you exclude them? I tell you, when you really get into this, it's very it's maddening, both in both ways. It makes me angry and it makes me crazy. It is maddening. Um, Potawatomi says, "Why did that?" Now I don't understand. Somebody put in the comments about who this is because I'm like my brain is not braining. Why did the tip allegedly sent in by WL never get mentioned? I don't know who WL is, nor the one by some guy who alleges he spoke to Doolin or he thinks he did. So Potawatomi, if you see this and you're listening, because you did put this on my comments on one of my videos, I don't know who WL is. Like does anybody know? Let me see what y'all are saying. Am I just not thinking? Good morning, Grizz. Good to see you. Yeah, because I'm not sure. I'm not like it's not mathing with me. Who is WL? All right. The trees are most likely important based on their location. Let me go back to your other one. Location of the posed bodies and the sacred circle. Yeah, if it is truly for that reason, then yeah, I mean, there's so much with that. Uh, there, it wasn't Samantha this time. What about that? That was me. Sorry, kicking trolls out. I don't mind trolls just being goofy, but don't be talking about other people, okay? It's not cool. It's not cool. Lisk is just another Ted Bundy. Oh yeah, very very similar, right? Very similar. Only I think that I think Huerman was probably way less personable. At least in the beginning, Ted seemed to be in distress, or seemed to be a nice guy, and that's how he sucked people in. I don't know that Huerman ever really did that. Let's see. All right. Oh, is WL wife Lilith? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I was drawing a blank. I'm like, I don't know who is WL. Okay. Um. Yeah, Kelt. Bundy. Now with today's technology, Bundy would have been caught with modern surveillance, DNA. So much. He would not have been able to do what he did. Um. All right. Let me see if there's anything else on here. No. I can't get over this though, y'all. I just can't. I can't with that. All right. Um. Oh, you don't even see what I'm looking at. I was looking at the picture of Weber. Um. yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of questionable things about Weber's timeline. There's a lot of questionable things about other white vans. Y'all remember? Help me here, because didn't they say? Okay, I cannot even remember this guy's name. Wasn't he a pastor and an exterminator? Wasn't that his business? Like he pastored a church and then he was an exterminator. He had a white van that was out and about somewhere in the general vicinity that way. Or is that something y'all have heard? Or am I hallucinating? Because I'm pretty sure I've heard that like several times over. Um, let's see. Samantha, don't worry about being nicer. Look, I did it myself. I, you know, just don't be, just don't be. I want to get over. I saw something. Y'all are talking about Art Bell and Coast to Coast. Hey, if y'all have never, you got to have an open mind. I like Art Bell and Coast to Coast. Uh, that is some radio. You want to hear some subjects like mind blowing stuff? Wow. Hello, Fregaria. Good morning to you. All right. Was it Serenity Meow? Was it Brad Heath? Is that the name I'm looking for? Hey, Cop Facts. Good to see ya. I'm trying. I'm trying. Yeah, as you know, it's a dangerous world out here. Um, I hope you all. I'm gonna probably end it for now because we've been going around an hour, and I do need to talk to my members. Um, but I will try to go live tomorrow. We're going to talk about, put it in the comments and on the replay, folks, some other things you want to talk about, some other cases. I need to break this up a little bit. Not going to leave Delphi, okay? It's just, we're going through some other things. Because look, here's the thing. Delphi, we're in it for the long haul. We're talking appeals, court. It's a long haul without divine intervention or somebody confessing. And even at that, even if somebody walked up and confessed and could prove they were the perpetrator, I still doubt that they would ever let Richard Allen out. Okay, it's going to take divine intervention. We're here for it. We're going to talk more about maybe next time, about what we can do, what our next course is, how to get involved, who to write to. Also have, I think it was EOA that made a comment to somebody laying out the kind of things that when you write your letters or send your emails into somebody, what you should be addressing, like the key points that will make the most sense. So we'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. Wednesday, I won't see you. Thursday, let's hang out. We're going to hang out for a little while before I have to go to work. And put in the comments what you want to see. Anyway, I think that's about it for today. Let me know. Is there something I'm missing? I've been out of the loop for a week because of my issues. Okay? All right. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. I will most likely see you tomorrow. Whatever you do, stay safe out there. It's crazy. And stay silky. Bye-bye.